Hey there, my Stampin' friends. Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell I want to share with you today, and I'm going to be crafting with this soon-to-be-released Dinah paper with zinnias on it. I have the coordinating embossing folder with all these fun zinnia blooms on there, and I also have the Simply Zinnia stamp set. There's also grouping of sequins to go along with the paper if you are interested in a little bit of bling to go with some new product. I'm going to make a card for you today. I'm going to be using the Freshly Made Sketches sketch from the week, and I had a fun idea, so I'm going to try it with you here on the fly. But first I want to share with you the new paper prints. Now I really like, well, one, I really like zinnias in the summertime. But secondly, I really like this paper because it's nice and bright and bold. So every once in a while there'll be a grouping of paper that I say, oh, I really want to be able to craft with that. So this is the zinnia paper. So I'm just going to give you a quick little slideshow here of the papers. There's this fun one. They do a lot of these now with the long landscape print of flowers. So that one's fun. We've got one with very bold leaves. We have another with lots of different flowers. Now I didn't buy the die, so I don't know that they coordinate with this paper specifically, but you can always fussy cut these out with your paper snips to use them as embellishments. This one is just printed zinnias on, that's probably Melon Mambo. Let me check. Yes, Melon Mambo. And then we have this print of pinks and purples with the green leaves, and then another bold zinnia print of just big bold blooms. Now on the flip side, we've got our more color coordinated prints. We've got the fun lemon lime twist, we've got this fun green, we've got that's probably Gorgeous Grape is my guess, Highland Heather, another Melon Mambo, we've got the lighter pink, and then our bright orange. So these are the fun prints that are with this package, and I always want to share them with you before I start cutting them up, but now we're going to start cutting them up. So today I'm going to use this one here, and I want the purple. I'm going to use the purple one too. Okay, so here is my thought on my sketch idea. Okay, so when I first looked at the sketch, I thought, okay, this is just a two-sided card with a banner across the center. We could do that. But then I've been making fun folds with my fun fold temple classes, and immediately my brain said, but wait, this could be a fun fold with a little notch here and an embellishment here and two sides that fold over each other. So I'm going to create a fun fold for you for my project today. Okay, so I decided to pair mine with the lemon lime twist paper. I'm going to bring in my paper cutter so I can get these things cut up. Now, what I'm going to do is make like a double, kind of like a barn fold, right? But we're going to have two pieces that overlap. So what I would do is I'm going to take my half sheet of cardstock, and I've made myself little notes. Always don't be afraid to make yourself little notes of how to cut things. I have my half sheet of cardstock. Now this one's going to open on the left-hand side. So I decided in my notes that I'm going to need 4 1/4 across the back, and then I want 2 1/8 to come halfway across. So that's going to be 6 3/8. So I'm going to cut this down to 6 3/8. And then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, because that's how big my cards are here in the States. It's 4 1/4 wide. Okay, now you might say, well, wait, you did that upside down. It doesn't matter. Just fold that on the score line, and there's my left hand open side of my card. Okay? Now, I'm going to do the right hand out of the Designer Series paper, and the reason I picked Lemon Lime Twist is because the back side of this print is the Lemon Lime coordinated paper. So for this one, I could cut it at 5 1/2, but I'm actually going to cut it at 5 1/4 because I want to step mine in just a little bit, so I have a little bit of framing of the green all the way around. So I'm going to go at 5 1/4. Now, okay, I'm going to take that back from that. I'm going to cut it at 6 because this is this long landscape. So first I'm going to cut my paper in half at 6. Okay? And then instead of cutting it 5 1/4, I'm going to cut my length first. So just like I did with my card base, this one's going to go this way, a right hand open. I'm going to go 4 inches, so it's going to be stepped in a little bit, by 2 1/4. So that's 6 1/4 inches. So this time, all right, I cut it at 6, and now I'm going to go at 6 1/4. And cut it like that. Now I'm going to turn it and cut it at 5 1/4. And I'm going to have all these flowers. I'm going to cut off the white part. So 5 1/4. Okay, now this one I'm going to score at 4 inches. Now this is going to be the inside. So if I take this at 4 inches there and just give it a score, now I have my right hand side of my card with that score line. So if I take these two pieces together, if I mount this inside like that, this one will come over, and that'll be the two sides of my card. Okay, kind of fun. Now we need our banner, right? Our banner coming across. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my flower and use it for my embellishment here. So I'm going to take my grid paper. Now I usually would stamp it, but I'm just going to measure it. So here's my flower, and my flower is about 2 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 inches out of this pattern. That's the back side of this one. I'm going to cut 2 inches for my crossover piece. So get that lined up in there. Square, hopefully. Square. Yep. Alright, so 2 inches. And then, let's see, I need to tuck it behind, and I have to come across. So I'm going to have it come across. Middle is 2 1/8. I need a little bit on the back, so I'll go 1/2 inch. 2 1/8 is 2 3/8, but then I actually want to come over here, so let's just call it 3. Alright, I'm going to go 3 inches. Okay, so 3 inches, and then I'm going to score this half an inch for a fold behind. Not cut, score. Okay, score at 1/2 inch. Okay, I think I'm done with my paper cutter. So this one I'm just going to score and fold at that 1/2 inch. Now, if you wanted to, you could mount that on cardstock to make it stiffer. Let's see how we go as we start making our card. Okay, so it's going to go in here. This one's actually going to get tucked behind that and come across the center line. Okay, and then I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna stamp and cut out, fussy cut out a flower for there. Okay, so that's kind of the way it's gonna go. Okay, now, so there's our sketch. Now, something I thought was fun, remember I said I had the embossing folder? So I've already done this piece. I ran it through my embossing machine, and I only did this front section to be embossed. So I'm going to substitute out my blank, non-embossed section with this one that does have the dry embossing. Okay, so switching it over. So now I've got texture, and I've got flowers, and I've got this fold over flap, and I'm going to have a flower. Okay, so far so good. It's coming together. So let's go ahead and do our flower while I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to stamp in Memento and then color with my blends. I also thought it'd be really cool to just emboss this in clear on some bright paper that coordinates, but I'm going to use my blends today because I haven't used them enough lately. Now, I might want to, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to stamp 2. We'll see if I use 2, if I just use 1. Alright, so I've got Highland Heather and, what is this one? Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so I'm just going to mimic the way it's colored on the DSP. So we've got the lighter color in the center, and then we go darker on the outside. So I'm just going to start in the center, And that should be yellow. I don't have my yellow marker. So, alright, so my center ones are going to be lighter. Right, kind of the top blooms are the brighter color. Now, you can see I'm not really coloring specifically any specific petal. I'm just kind of giving it a shading. And then I'm going to come in with my Blackberry Bliss and go from the edge kind of into the center. And remember, I'm going to fussy cut, so I can color outside the line if I want to, because in the end you won't know that I colored outside the line. Okay, so there's that. Now if I had my dark one, I would use my dark one, but I'm just going to go over it with another layer. Just darken that up a little bit. But I am going to have to go get my yellow to do the center, so hold on a second. Alright, so I've got my Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do these center sections. So that pop of color in the middle. A little extra right on those pieces. Okay, and then I can use my, what do they call it, color lifter. I use my color lifter and I can help blend in some of these sharp edges on my flower where I blended the two colors. Just kind of soften it a little bit if you want. Now, you can take as much time as you want when you color with your blends. They are your blends. Have fun with them. Do what you want. I'm just doing them a little bit quicker because we're working on a video. Alright, so trim that one off and snip this out. Now, I could also trim this out of that other piece of Designer Series paper that had those beautiful flowers that are going to match the piece underneath. So, you know, if you don't do a lot of stamping, but you do a lot of paper crafting with just the papers will be a winner for you because you've got the large prints and the small prints, and you can coordinate all your colors with your cardstocks, and you can always just use neutral cardstocks, you know, white and vanilla, whatever goes with your papers. So there's lots of ways you can make cards, even if your budget doesn't allow you to get all the bells and whistles with our new bundles. So you craft it your way and enjoy. Alright, so there's my little flower. Maybe not my best, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, so here we go. So this is gonna go there. Now I'm gonna pop that up on dimensionals. Do I want a little leaf? I might want a little leaf. Well, I might add that later. Okay, so let's start putting this together. So I have my adhesive. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back side. Now I know some of you are going, you're hiding all those beautiful flowers, but I want the inside to show too. So for this one we're going to do that. Now I do need to add this little guy before I forget. So I'm going to just put a little adhesive on that tab. I'm going to line this up over the top on that score line. And then that's going to go down on my card. So let me fold this in half. And this is just going to go down on the inside, stepped in. So we've got a little bit of framing all the way around. Okay. A little bit of adhesive right here. Let me just take that off. Okay. So there's that. Now, you could adhere that right down if you wanted to. I'm going to leave mine up and loose. Alright, so this is going to go over here. That's going to go under, that's going to go over. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals. Now watch, I'm not putting my dimensionals on the back of my flower, I'm putting them on my cardstock because I want this to be able to tuck underneath my flower. And if I put them here, I'm very likely going to put it right where I shouldn't. So place them and then put your embellishment over the top. Alright, so there's that one. And there's our little sketch. Okay, so that was kind of fun. Alright, so I need a sentiment, don't I? I need a sentiment. So I have "Thank you so much" from the stamp set, and that would fit right there. Right there. Now, I'm going to do it on... I kind of want to emboss it. I should have embossed it first, but we'll make the best of it. Alright, so I'm going to take... See, I have First Mark ink, and I think I'll do it in white emboss. So, ink this up. Now, why am I saying you should emboss it before I put the whole thing together? Because the powder is kind of hard to limit where it goes, but we're going to do our best. So I'm going to stamp that down on that little tab. And I'm going to bring in my dusting. Now, usually I just I always have a little bit left in there because I use my embossing heat embosser quite a bit, actually. And no, I don't mess with the whole static little pad. Yes, you get better results sometimes, but I'm just not that picky, so I don't. You do you, I'll do me. Alright, so let's heat emboss this real quick, just to get the sentiment on there. Okay, let's see. So, inside, flat flower, that goes underneath there, and it might need a little convincing, but that's okay. And there we go. There's our little card for the project this week. So I hope you guys liked it. I think I am going to end up doing a leaf. I'll tack that on and it'll be in the final photo. If you guys have any questions, please reach out by email or leave a comment here on YouTube. You can also follow the link on over to my pumpkinhillstampers.com website, where you can find out more information about the projects I'm sharing and the classes I'm offering. Please feel free to sign up for a class. I do one every month for fun folds, so you know, this was a fun fold. This is kind of the way I do it. Start to finish with all the directions. So, thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll stamp with you again real soon. Bye-bye.